Hi, Mudflowers. So I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be about the time how I found out I was pregnant and how I told my parents. So I knew, okay, so at the time I was 16 and I was planning to have a baby, and so was the father of my child. And I always wanted to have a baby at a young age. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Don't judge me. But I always did. And here I am now. So, sorry. But, so at the time, it was spring. And I was sick. And I would never get sick. And it was really weird. So, mind you, I was trying to get pregnant for like 6 months. So it was like out of the ordinary, where like I would find out I was pregnant at the time. So yeah, I kind of had like a suspicion that I was pregnant, but like I was young, I didn't know much. But yeah, I had a feeling that I was pregnant. Something was telling me, girl, you're pregnant, you're pregnant, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. And I kept telling my boyfriend, well, when he was at the time, and he was like, well, we're not about to go sit here and buy almost $20 pregnancy test for it to come up negative, you know what I mean? So I was like, you're right. Like, we had a lot of false alarms. And like when you're sitting there trying and taking pregnancy tests, like, there's more of a chance that you're not gonna be pregnant, in my opinion. So like, we didn't really think much, well, he didn't really think much about it, but I had a feeling. But I was just listening to him, whatever. So like about a week went by when we had that conversation, and I got sick. I got sick for like 2 weeks, and it was like a cold, like runny nose, congested, and I'm just like this is not me. I'm never sick. And like I was sick for 2 weeks with the same thing, and I was just taking medicine back to back, and like nothing was working, like nothing. And I had like a ridiculous like I don't know, a ridiculous 2 weeks. Like, it was just crazy. So I ended up going to school one day, and I felt so nauseous. Like, it was crazy. I felt so nauseous, like, and dizzy, and my body was sore. Like, my whole body was sore. So I went to the health center. It's like the nurse's office in my school, and they asked me, like, have I been having unprotected sex? So I said yes. And they said, well, do I want to take a pregnancy test? And I said, sure, like, why not? So I took one. Mind you, we took 3. I took 3. And the reason why I took 3 was because both of them, the first 2, there was 2 lines, but the second line you can barely see. And we waited a couple of minutes to see if it would get any darker, and it didn't. So we called in another nurse, and the nurse said, well, it looks like you're pregnant, but we don't want to give you false information, so let's take another one. So I took another one, and it was the same thing. So she went and asked me if I wanted to take out, like, if she could take out my blood and send it to the lab, and they would tell me within a week if I was pregnant or not, and if I was pregnant, how far along I was. So I said, sure, why not? So I'm really, like, I don't know, my veins are really, really tiny. So she couldn't catch, like, she couldn't get it, like, on my arms, on both my arms, she couldn't get it, and she tried on my hand, and nothing, like, I had no blood in me. Like, it was just, like, ridiculous. So she said, just to go to the lab myself and I could do it or whatever. So I didn't like, I was like, okay, like, I don't think I'm pregnant. But then I was like, I think I am, but I think I'm not. So I waited like, what, 2 more, like a week? No, like a week and a half. And then like, I couldn't take it no more. Like, I was like, all right, I need to take a test. So I went back to the health center in my school, and I took another test. And boom, here comes 2 lines plain in sight. So she didn't want to show me, like, okay, I was gonna say teacher, the nurse didn't show me. So she went into the other office with the test and told like her boss, I guess. And her boss came into the room and said, well, you're pregnant. And I was like surprised, like I was speechless. I was just sitting there looking at her like, what, me pregnant? No, you're lying. Like, come on now. I was trying for mad long and nothing. So she was like, nope, girl, you're pregnant. And mind you, me and that nurse was really close. I guess that's why the other nurse went to her, so that she can tell me. So I was like, no way, like, whatever. So I did, like, I knew I was pregnant, but I want to know how far I was. So I took a picture of the test and I sent it to Leilani's father, and he was just happy as hell and whatever. And then we was just, after that, me and him met up and we left school and we went to go get something to eat. And when we went to eat, we were just sitting there like, how the hell are we gonna tell our parents? Mind you, his father is like so strict. He's a good person, but he's strict, and it's for good reasons. But my mom is chill. My mom is just like, she's just so chill. So I was like, whatever, like, it's you, that you're gonna be in trouble. I'm like, not me. Like, I don't care. My mom is gonna be like, oh, really? Like, okay. Like, because she was a young mom, too. So, I know she'll be there for me. So, we waited like a couple of hours. And I sent the picture to my mom. And I was acting dumb. Because at the moment, I was nervous. But then I wasn't. So I sent the picture to her of the pregnancy test. And I said, this is exactly what I said. I said, Ma, it says I'm pregnant. Yo, and I was dying when I actually read that. When I read it myself after I sent it, I was like, I sound mad dumb for saying that. So she was like, I don't believe you. Like, she didn't believe me because I play around too much when it comes to her. And she goes, I don't believe you, Nani. Like, stop playing around like I'm at work. I said, you don't believe me? I said, what you thought? I was going to get a fake test? So she was like, Nani, you play too much. Don't mind that. That's Leilani. So she was like, call me. So I didn't call her. So she called me. At the time, I was with Leilani's father. So we was walking to the store. She calls me. She goes, Nani, are you playing around or is it real? I'm like, it's real. So she goes, so what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to continue going to school and do what I got to do. She goes, you do know life is going to change? And I was like, obviously. Like, no. Like, everything's going to be fine. And, like, normal, like how it is now. So she was like, is Christopher with you? Leilani's father. And I said, yeah, why? She goes, put him on the phone. So he was scared as fuck. And then now I'm scared because my mom is like, you know, she's straight up about shit. Like, she would say right in front of you, like, she don't care. She's not blunt. So she was like, Mira, so now you're going to be a father. Giving him his little speech and, like, you know. But she was nice about it. My mom is very supportive about everything. So now here comes, so that's how my mom found out that I was pregnant. most chillest way ever. So now on to Christopher's father. So the way how he found out that I was pregnant, well, at the time when I was sick, I was eating a mango with adobo. If you don't know what adobo is, it's like a Spanish seasoning, and usually people eat it with salt, and I ate it with adobo and sazon. Sazon is like food coloring with like certain spices in it. And it was like, he was like, Anais, are you okay? I said, yeah, why? He goes, and he was just giving me that look. I'm just like, no, I'm fine. So when I left, he asked Christopher if I was pregnant. He's like, look, say hi. Say hi to the YouTube world. Oh, she's definitely touching. Anyways, so yeah, he asked Christopher if I was pregnant, and Christopher said no. Because at the time, he didn't know I was pregnant. I mean, we was talking about it, and he was like, it's probably another false alarm. So, yeah. So, that same day that we told my mom, Christopher's father ended up finding out. And the way he found out was because we told Christopher's brother first. And Christopher's brother put him on the spot. How he did that? Let me tell you. When Christopher's father walked in, Jonathan told him like, hi grandpa. So when he went to the room, he was like, did he just say hi grandpa? So then when he said that, he came out of the room and said, Anais, you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. So he gave us our little speech, giving us advice. And yeah, here we are now. So now I have a beautiful daughter that she's not even paying attention. But yeah, so now I have a beautiful daughter. And we live in life. And God blessed us very much with this little beautiful angel. So that's the time that I told my parents I was pregnant. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you liked my video. And also follow my social media so you guys can tell me what you guys want to see next. So thank you.